Ever find yourself scrolling through tons of videos just to find one specific thing, like a recipe or a movie explanation?
And it just keeps getting harder, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, hundreds of hours of video are uploaded every minute. There's just no way to keep up with it all.
It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack, a constantly growing haystack. But that's what we're diving into today. We're talking about PiTe.
PiTe.
Yeah, it's this AI system that could be the answer to information overload, at least when it comes to videos.
Okay, I'm listening.
Mm.
What makes this one different? There's been a lot of hype around AI and video.
This one's different. It's not just about recognizing what's in a video, it's about actually understanding it.
Understanding. So it's not just seeing, it's actually getting it.
Yeah, like connecting what it sees to language, almost like how we do.
Okay, hold on. That's a big deal, right? To get AI to bridge that gap between visual data and language, we've been trying to do that for a while.
It's huge. And PiTe seems to be making some serious progress.
All right, so how they do it? What's the secret sauce?
Well, like any good AI, it all starts with the data.
Data, right. What are we talking? Hours of YouTube videos.
Try 143,000 videos.
143,000. Okay, that's a lot of cat videos.
It's just it. It's not just random stuff. This data set, called PiTe 143K, is special. It doesn't just label the objects in each frame.
Okay.
It maps out how those objects move over time, what researchers are calling object trajectories.
Trajectory is interesting. So instead of a still image, it's like the AI is actually watching the action unfold.
Exactly. And that's key because it lets PiTe understand the dynamics of what's happening, not just what's in the picture.
So how do they even begin to create a data set that big? Did they hire an army of interns to watch and label videos?
Nope. And that's another cool part. They actually used AI to help build the data set. They used existing tools like Supar and Glam.
Clever.
Yeah.
Using AI to build an AI, I like it. How's that work?
It's kind of like a pipeline. Supar is amazing at understanding language, so it extracts key phrases from the captions.
Makes sense.
Then those phrases get linked to the right objects in the video frames, and that's where Glam comes in. It's all about movement, so it tracks how those objects move over time, creating those all-important trajectories.
So they basically built a system to automatically analyze and understand videos so PiTe could learn from them.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
It is, and it gets even wilder when we dig into how PiTe actually learns from this massive data set. But we'll save that for after the break. So we've got this huge data set, PiTe 123K, with all those detailed object trajectories. But how does PiTe actually wrap its circuits around all that?
Well, it's complicated. But the researchers broke it down into 3 stages, kind of like learning to ride a bike.
A bike. Okay, I'm curious. Tell me more.
So the first stage is all about finding your balance. It's called referring expression localization.
Catchy.
Yeah, well, let's call it basic balance for our bike analogy, right?
Yeah.
So PiTe starts with images, not even videos yet. And it learns to connect words, language, to specific points in the image. So if you say pedal or handlebars, it can actually find those things visually.
So it's building up its vocabulary, learning the names of the parts before it tries to ride.
Exactly. And then comes the fun part, pedaling. Now we're talking video. And PiTe has to deal with all those objects moving around, just like learning to pedal and steer without falling over.
And that's where those object trajectories really come in handy, right? Like having someone run alongside, pointing out how the wheels turn and everything.
Exactly. The trajectories provide that crucial guidance, showing PiTe how things move. And then finally we have navigating.
So it's not just about staying upright anymore. It's about understanding where you're going.
Right. Now it's about actually understanding what's happening in the video, answering questions about it, the sequence of events, the whole 9 yards.
Okay, this bike analogy is really working for me. But how do we know if PiTe can actually, ride this metaphorical bike? Did they give it a test drive?
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
And PiTe passed with flying colors. They put it through a whole battery of tests, like a video understanding Olympics.
Okay, I'm ready for the highlights. What kind of events are we talking about? All right, hit me with these video Olympics. What kind of events are we talking about here?
Well, the first one, it's called video question answering. Imagine watching a movie and then having to answer not just multiple choice questions, but like really detailed questions about what happened and why.
Oh, so like essay questions about a movie. That's intense.
Exactly. And PiTe aced it. Like, it was nothing. It blew the other AI models out of the water.
No kidding. So it's not just recognizing objects. It's really understanding the action, the story.
It's getting it. Okay, so next up, temporal grounding.
Temporal grounding, that sounds serious.
It is. Okay, so think of it this way. You give PiTe a description, right? And it has to find the exact moment in the video that matches that description.
Okay, so like find the part where the chef adds the secret ingredient?
Exactly. And it works. PiTe just nails it, pinpoints the exact moment. No more scrubbing through videos for hours.
This is seriously impressive stuff, but I have a feeling it gets even better, right? What about dense captioning?
Ah, dense captioning. This was the real test, the gold medal event. Imagine watching a video, right? And writing out a super detailed summary of what happens, but not just what happens, also when it happens.
So like timestamps play-by-play.
You got it.
Yeah.
And PiTe, of course, aced it. Accurate, detailed descriptions, capturing everything.
This is clearly a huge leap forward. But what was the game changer? What pushed PiTe over the edge?
Well, they did a bunch of tests, like an ablation study. Basically, taking PiTe apart piece by piece to see what really mattered.
So like figuring out what makes it tick.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And guess what? Turns out those object trajectories, the movement mapping we were talking about, that's what made all the difference.
So something so simple, so fundamental, really unlocked all of this.
It's pretty amazing when you think about it.
It really is. But at the end of the day, it's about what we do with it, right? What are the implications for, well, everything? Videos are everywhere.
Right. Imagine being able to search any video, just like you search text now. Or what about sports? Imagine analyzing footage, tracking players, predicting plays. The possibilities are pretty much endless.
It's like having a personal assistant for all things video.
Exactly. Think about personalized education, security systems that can really understand what they're seeing, even video editing software that just gets it,
It's a lot to wrap your head around, but with all this amazing potential, there have to be some limitations, right? Like, what are the things that PiTe is still learning?
Well, PiTe is great with concrete things, actions, objects, all that. But when it comes to the abstract stuff, emotions, humor, that's where things get tricky.
So it can tell us what's happening, but understanding why it's happening, that human element, that's another story.
Exactly. Can a machine ever truly get those nuances, the unspoken things?
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
It really is. This has been incredible to think we've come this far. But it also makes you wonder about the things that make us human, the things that might always be out of reach for AI.
Definitely something to think about.
It really is. Well, a huge thank you to you for guiding us through all of this. And to everyone listening, thank you for joining us for another deep dive. Until next time.